Hi, I'm Danny Rich, and welcome to the Judgement Report. When we first started, we told you that we wanted to get you in connection with ministries that are worthy, who are reaching the lost, and that are showing the love and truth of Christ to the world. So it is my pleasure to show you the short interview with the president of the Kitchener, Ontario chapter of Heaven Saints Motorcycle Ministry. Enjoy. Hi, we're here at Calvary Church in Ayr for Biker Sunday, and I'm here with the president of the Kitchener chapter of Heaven Saints Motorcycle Ministry. This is Kirk Lindsay. I almost forgot. But it's wonderful to meet people in the Lord that we're not necessarily trying to deny ourselves to follow Christ, and also to have that expanded ministry to reach people in a credible way that wouldn't be reached by other things. I mean, you guys go places where a lot of Christians just are out of place and people look at them like they're the oddballs, right?
Yep. Well, that's what our ministry is for. It's just to meet anybody, the highways and byways.
Yeah.
As Christ said in the Gospels, go out to the highways and byways and reach anybody. So that's who we are. We're there for the underdogs, the homeless, anybody that comes across our path, really. Mm-hmm. So.
And one thing I've always appreciated, see, this is the 4th annual Biker Sunday at this particular church, and it's always awesome because it's centered around the testimonies of transformed lives through the power of the gospel of Christ. And it's incredible because there's something when you come across people who have really been through hell, and they have the gratitude in life. It's not just an intellectual pursuit. This is life to them. I mean, I see so many of the people I've met in the motorcycle ministry, they are clinging to Christ with a desperateness and a hope that so many need.
Yes. It's because we know a lot. I think a lot of the backgrounds that we come out of, we get exposed to the crap in life, mm-hmm. and we know without Christ we're nothing.
That was interesting too with some of these testimonies. Like today, the one in particular from your chapter, Frizzy?
Actually, Frizzy's from our London chapter.
Okay, she's from the London chapter. But like, it's astounding when you deal with somebody who has gone through horror in her life, and she's just the whole way clinging to Christ, and that kind of flies in the face of this the everything's going to go your way gospel. It's the fact that you need to cling to something eternal if you are going to make it through this life, and especially into the next. Because it's really astounding to hear these transformed testimonies, these lives like this. And also the fact that you guys aren't just meeting people who wouldn't otherwise talk to Christians, but at the same time, you're also going out and you're partnering with Ray of Hope to feed the homeless. Yes, and I noticed several of your members have prison ministry patches.
So Terry Lacey, who was our chapter president of Heaven Saints London chapter, he when he became a Christian first, he started prison ministry down in Windsor, and he does it in St. Thomas now. He's a prison chaplain that goes into the prisons and prays with the inmates in there. And we've had a couple come out, and Graham, who is our national chaplain, he is supporting a ministry. It's a transition for prisoners that come out from the jail and they try to start a real life in the world. Because when you're in jail and you become a Christian, it's almost like a perfect world in some ways.
Okay.
We wouldn't think of it that way, but
you're trapped with the lost.
And it's a safe environment, so to speak. But when you come out in the world, that's when you're faced with all your temptations. Okay. You're faced with all job prospects, and it's not just things are not being just provided for you. So now it's some of these people that come alongside, and they're able to help these people transition into real life, like real time, and work through their lives and see how their lives will be transformed.
That's wonderful that you guys like thinking about it holistically. It's not just here, let's say the sinner's prayer and move on. It's coming alongside these people.
Yeah, it's not easy believism, so.
Yeah. And it's just wondering, is there any way that people can help your ministry?
Yes, there's. I'm afraid that I would have to say what most ministries always say. Donations are very important to us. We do a lot of things out of pocket for our ministry. We have some anonymous donations from certain people, and we thank people for that. We need a lot of prayer is a big thing for us too. Directions that we need to go, people we need to see. And it's always good. We welcome anybody that wants to help out in our ministries. We do ministry in Kitchener-Waterloo with the homeless through Ray of Hope, and it's always great to have volunteers coming out to help us. So,
is there any way people can get in contact with you for that? Is there a website?
Yeah, we have www.heavensaints.com. It's our national website for American and the U.S. You can see the chapters there. We have a Kitchener chapter Facebook page. It's I forget what it is, but you can put it in that Facebook and it'll be.
I can find the link.
Yes, you can probably find it. Kitchener chapter. I believe it's Kitchener chapter HSMM, and you'll be able to bring that up, or you can London chapter HSMM, and you can contact. My wife is a contact for that, and her phone number should be on there, or my phone number, and our email address from there. So.
Oh, yeah, that's been great. And I think I just want to pick up on from your testimony today that we are not called to live in fear.
Yes.
But to get out there and reach even these oddballs with the gospel, with that love and that peace, that humility and truth, and to just stand with them and bear with them. So we're just thankful for your ministries and for the whole organization. And we're hoping that people will, if you're feeling led to help out these ministries that are reaching these people in this way, please do so and go in the love of Christ. Well, we hope you enjoyed that short video. Now, for anyone who may be confused, when I said at the beginning of that interview, people who are not necessarily denying themselves to come to Christ, I didn't mean that there isn't a certain amount of denying of oneself when we come to Christ. Of course there is. We have to deny ourselves, our selfish nature, our sinful nature, and turn to Christ and trust in the power of the Holy Spirit to transform us, of course. But what I was talking about in particular there was that we are not uniform in Christ. We're not going to be all cut from the same cloth. Each of us comes from different backgrounds. We have different likes and dislikes and preferences in our lives. And that's going to create a different person and a different way of worshiping God, a different way of relating to God, and especially in how we do that with other people. For the people in Heaven Saints Motorcycle Ministry, many of them have come from criminal backgrounds, drug and alcohol abuse, lives of violence, and all the rest. And they have a credible testimony to people who are in the midst of those things. Whereas somebody who is raised in the church and doesn't look anything like them, and doesn't talk anything like them, doesn't understand them, it's harder to reach them when you're coming across a cultural divide like that. And so it's wonderful to see these people who have been through hell and hear their wonderful testimonies of transformation in the power and love of Christ, and to see them clinging to Christ every single day because they truly know, because they have been in the worst of it, they truly know that their life is in Him. And it's a wonderful thing to behold, and it's a wonderful thing to partner with. So we'll ask you to prayerfully consider if you would like to partner with Heaven Saints yourself. They have many chapters throughout the United States and a few up here in Canada. They don't have a donate page or button on their website, but they have lots of contact information. Maybe you can find a chapter near where you live and get them in touch with your local church to do like the local churches around here, many of which have an annual Biker Sunday, where they can hear and connect with these ministries and encourage them and come alongside them and pick up new members, because you never know who's sitting next to you in the pew and where they necessarily have come from in their lives, and maybe that they'll feel called to join in them in that ministry. So please do so prayerfully. Pray for them in their ministry. Pray for their continual faithfulness to Christ, as all ministries need prayer for. And we are just so grateful for the opportunity to bring them to your attention so that you can prayerfully consider whether you can help them or not. And as again, we don't get anything for this. We just want you to know about real good ministries who are actually helping people. And on that note, I just wanted to talk a little bit about being faithful in our giving and in our time when it comes to ministry work. My father told me years ago of when he was approached in a ministry setting about partnering with a missionary group. And everyone was all for it. Of course, there's so many needs out there. We'd love to meet, especially missionary outreach programs. But before they just partnered with them, the church took the time to send a representative to where this work was being done. And lo and behold, they found out that for all the wonderful talk and pictures and what they were shown, there was nothing there of this ministry in the country that they were talking about, except for a P.O. box where the checks were sent. So we need to be careful that when we are giving into God's work, that we are truly giving it to those ministries that are actually doing his work, because unfortunately there are people who are going to take advantage of our generosity. So part of why we are bringing you these videos, these interviews with worthy ministries, is because I'm telling you myself, I have firsthand seen the work they're doing, come alongside these workers and know that they are truly doing good work for the Lord. And so you can vet me, you can vet them a little bit better. And just please always prayerfully consider where you are sending your money and your tithes to, that they are truly putting it into the work for the Lord. So with that in mind, I would just ask you to go in the love of Christ and spread the gospel wherever you are with humility and love and respect for your fellow human beings. Good day. Hi. If you've enjoyed this video, we ask that you would like it, share, and subscribe to our channel. We also would encourage you to make comments, give us suggestions for topics for the future, questions that you may have, and as always, we appreciate your prayers. So please go in the love of Christ.